Holacracy is a new way of organizing your company. It's designed to remove obstacles so work can get done faster, with more clarity and more autonomy. It follows a disciplined process that gives everyone a voice, but without the tyranny of consensus. Holacracy distributes leadership throughout the company, empowering everyone to be an entrepreneur in their roles. Instead of serving the boss and fighting the status quo, everyone drives continual improvement, serving the purpose and the customers.
I was on a long flight in business class. I was hobnobbing it up in business class, and the gentleman beside me starts talking to me, and he says, so what do you do for a living? And I said, I'm a guitar player. And he looked at me like I was in the wrong place, I should have been downstairs. And and he said, you make a living playing the guitar? Wow. What band do you play with? And I said, I don't play with a band. I play solo. And he said, oh, so you're a singer? I said, no, I'm a guitar player. But then I started thinking about it. I do have a band. The band is me, and I think like a band, and that's what's different about what I do. I think like a band when I play, and when I write, and when I perform. And that's how I hear music. I hear it as if it is a band, and I write as if I'm writing for a band. So I'd like you to meet my band, just to get started, and that is my bass player, drummer, I got a rhythm guy as well. Think of the money I'm saving up here. And then finally the melody guy. I'll play the bridge, I think. Thank you. That's my one-man band.
This is the same kind of structure that you have, right? As a human, our bodies are full of autonomous units. Every cell has autonomy, right? There's no boss cell that tells the other cells what to do. Every cell has a boundary, has autonomy. It controls itself, and it has to be a part of a broader system. Right? It has some accountabilities to enact. It has to be a good citizen in its environment. And yet, broaden up one level, we have organs that are also autonomous entities. Right? They have their own functions, their own processes, and yet they exist within a broader system. This is nature's way of scaling. This is nature's way of dealing with complexity, lots of it, right? By distributing autonomy through every level of a system.
We've been focusing a lot on growth. But we're realizing that it's time for change. We want to refocus on you. Yes, you. This is just the beginning. When we say change, we mean it in a big way.
We're meeting Tony Hsieh. Worth nearly $1 billion, he's the 41-year-old CEO of online shoe company Zappos, who owns just 4 pairs of shoes.
Welcome to my home.
And his favorite place to live, this 240 square foot trailer.
Refrigerator, there's a shower, bathroom.
Inviting our cameras in exclusively to show us around.
This converts into a bed, that converts into a bed, and this is your workspace.
Yep.
You are definitely different than your typical billionaire CEO.
I care a lot more about experiences than stuff.
introducing us to his neighbors, like his pet alpaca, Marley, and 4 chickens. An unconventional home for what might just be the world's most unconventional CEO. And just a few blocks away, Zappos headquarters, where Tony has thrown out the traditional corporate rulebook.
Come on, Tony.
Gone are the titles, dress code, and corporate hierarchy.
I love him.
Instead, meetings in this Star Wars-themed conference room.
Who does the decorating around here?
We really leave it up to employees.
It's all part of a big push by Tony towards something called a holacracy.
Who's the boss?
We're the boss.
You're the boss.
We're the boss.
Essentially removing upper management and letting employees run the show.
Do you ever fight with each other?
No, we love each other.
The employees even determine their own salaries.
We have a budget that we are allowed, and there's 8 of us that we determine how our pay would be.
So, could this be the model of the future?
You want to come to work. You want to be here even on your day off.
Some say, if the shoe fits.
And a lot of companies have, they might call them core values or guiding principles or so on, but the problem is usually they're very lofty sounding. They kind of read like a press release that the marketing department put out, and maybe you learn about it on day 1 in orientation, but then it's that meaningless plaque on the lobby wall that you're talking about. And for us, by committable, we meant that we wanted to hire and fire people based on whether they're living up to those values, completely independent of their actual job performance. So even if they're doing their specific job perfectly fine, even if they're a superstar, if they're not living up to those core values, then we will fire them just for that reason. And we didn't just have a few senior executives go to some off-site long weekend and come up with something, but instead I sent an email out to the entire company asking everyone what should our core values be. Got a whole bunch of different responses back and went back and forth for about a year, and then eventually came up with our list of 10 core values.
And so what are some of them?
Some of them are create fun in a little weirdness, for example. When we first rolled it out, people either loved it or they hated it. And so one of our interview questions is actually on a scale 1 to 10, how weird are you? And if you're 1, you're probably a little bit too straight-laced for the Zappos culture. If you're 10, you might be too psychotic for us, but it's actually not so much the number.
I know your time is valuable, and I want to help you spend it on what's important. We believe in family, culture, and building community. I'm so much more than a box. I'm here for you wherever you are in life. I want to make you smile. I want to be there for life's picture-perfect moments. Remember, you are not a box either. You are so much more. I'm not just a box. We're not just an online retailer. And you're not just a customer.
Some companies talk about work-life separation or work-life balance, and for us, our approach is really to focus on work-life integration, because at the end of the day, it's just life.
The Zappos culture is unlike anything else I've ever seen. We joke that it's happier than Disney.
Life isn't always easy. I've visited homes that don't always want to keep me around. But then I realized things should be much more simple. It's time for me to reconnect with my roots and do what I do best.
You know, Tony and these guys figured out a long time ago that you actually can get your work done, be focused, but you can also, be happy and have fun while you're doing that. I don't know, we're just happy to be here because we enjoy what we do.